What's up, home bartenders? Cinco de Mayo is just around the corner, so let's make the top 5 margaritas. Let's do it.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Let's make some margaritas. Starting with the Cadillac Margarita. This is my personal favorite, and it's basically a classic margarita, but with some fancier, more expensive ingredients. So starting with a Reposado tequila instead of a Blanco, 2 ounces. Almost done that bottle. And then instead of the classic Cointreau for our orange liqueur, we're going with a fancy Grand Marnier. So we want 3/4 ounce. Oh, that bottle's looking pretty empty too. I need to restock. All right, then after that, we're going, of course, classic, an ounce of lime juice. And optionally, you can add a little bit of either simple syrup or agave syrup if you prefer it sweeter. I don't. We're gonna give it a good, hard, shaky shake. Of course, we're gonna rim our rocks glass. I like to serve it in a rocks glass. If you got those kind of up margarita glasses, go ahead, but I prefer just a simple rocks glass. Garnish quite simply with the lime wheel.
The Cadillac Margarita, my personal favorite. Oh man. With salt. It's just so rich. You can add some agave if you want it a little sweeter. This is definitely more tart, but the richness of the aged tequila and the richness of the Grand Marnier, which is cognac based, still orange flavored, but cognac based, and it gives it enough sweetness on its own. This is just so good. Oh my God, 10 out of 10. This is the best margarita. But we got 4 more. Moving on.
Up next is the strawberry margarita. You know, and you can use this technique for virtually any fruit. Do pineapple, do mango, whatever you want. So we've got a couple strawberries cut up in there. We're adding some simple syrup. We're gonna muddle that up to extract all the juice from the strawberries. If your strawberries are not very juicy, very flavorful this time of year, you can add a little bit of strawberry liqueur. That's optional, but it'll really boost that strawberry flavor. We're going 2 ounces of Blanco tequila. You could totally go Reposado if you wanted to, but you don't need that kind of extra aged tequila for this particular one. Lime juice. Ice it up. Give it a good hard shake. Get that tin on there. Shaky shake. And of course, we're rimming our glass with salt once again, serving it up on the rocks, because that's how I like it. Double strain, because we don't want those strawberry bits.
Strawberry margarita. Wow. The strawberry flavor just works so well with tequila. Obviously, this is a little sweeter. We added some simple syrup. The strawberries add some sweetness. And optional, but we added a touch of strawberry liqueur. You don't need that, mainly because my strawberries were not very good right now, so I was worried they just wouldn't impart that much flavor. Man. Now that is summer in a glass right there.
Up next, we have a spicy margarita. Now, I normally make these by muddling some jalapeno, but I don't have any jalapeno at the moment, so we're going to use some Ancho Reyes. You can use a standard Ancho Reyes, or I'm using the Verde here, but any chili liqueur really will work. So 1/2 ounce of the chili liqueur, 1/2 ounce of Cointreau, and then we're going to do 2 ounces of a Blanco tequila. Of course, we want our lime juice in there. And that's it. We're gonna add some ice, give it a good hard shaky shake. And once again, we're actually gonna rim with tahini this time. You can rim with salt, but tahini is gonna add a little extra spiciness.
The spicy margarita. Normally I make this by muddling some jalapenos. That is my favorite method. I just didn't have any jalapenos, so we use the Ancho Reyes Verde. Again, you can use the regular Ancho Reyes. The reason I use the Verde, this Verde has more of that fresh pepper flavor. So I'm hoping, I've actually never done it that way. I'm hoping it'll mimic the fresh jalapeno more so than the Ancho Reyes, Ancho chili would. So let's try it out. Oh yeah, dripping here. Not overly spicy, definitely when you use fresh jalapenos. you get more straight up spice. I only use half an ounce of the Ancho Reyes. I could have used more, but the Verde definitely gives it that fresh pepper taste as opposed to kind of the smoky. Normally I love a smoky, but Ancho Reyes, the regular Ancho Reyes has kind of that smoked pepper flavor as opposed to fresh pepper. With the tahini, salty, kind of citrusy and spicy. And so this works well with regular salt, but the tahini is a extra layer of spice and flavor. It was very nice. Hey guys, we've made 3 margaritas so far for Cinco de Mayo, or any time really that you're watching this video. We've got 2 more, but what you gotta do now is hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, so you're notified when we're releasing new content. So make sure you do that, and let's get on. We've got 2 more to go. Cheers.
All right, this one's gonna be fun, a tiki margarita. So we're gonna add some classic kind of rum tiki flavors to a margarita, starting with a reposado tequila. Again, you could go blanco, but I figured why not add some age to this one. We want half an ounce of Falernum liqueur. I make my own Falernum, so check out that recipe. That's very kind of typical of tiki. After that, we're gonna do some dry curacao, a little fancier orange liqueur, not quite Grand Marnier, but you know, fancier than Cointreau. We've got our ounce of lime juice. We're gonna do a little touch of orgeat. That's almond syrup. That's gonna add a little more tiki flair to it. And then to keep that going, we've got some tiki bitters. You could go Ango here if that's all you've got, but these tiki bitters, El Macule, are fantastic. All right, really good shaky shake. Rim it with salt, because it is a margarita. You could go crushed ice here, but I'm just gonna do a straight dump. We've got a mint sprig, a lime wheel, and our final nod to tiki, a nice float of 151 rum right on top. There it is. Enjoy.
The tiki margarita. Now I know what some people are gonna comment. This is not a tiki margarita. This is simply a tequila Mai Tai. To which my response is, you're absolutely right, but also shut up. This is my show. So here we go. That's good. There's definitely a lot going on. You get kind of the rum up front. There's only a quarter ounce of orgeat, so this doesn't have too much of a Mai Tai feel to it. But I think you got the salt rim. The salt rim really keeps it in margarita territory, you know, because that salt really ramps up that tequila flavor. And yeah, and it just, even though it's got all the other tiki flavors, it's, you know, you got a little hint of orgeat, that Falernum plus the tiki bitters really give it those tiki spices. Got the 151 on top. You got the mint, which really does something nice when you drink. Oh yeah. But because of that tequila base and the salt rim, it's still very much in margarita territory. I mean, yeah, this is just a lot of fun. Would this be a regular margarita for me? Probably not. I'd probably just have a regular margarita, or I'd have a Mai Tai, depending on what I'm feeling at the moment. But it is a fun cocktail.
Our last one here, the classic, the Tommy's Margarita. So this one here is a very simple margarita. We're actually cutting out the Cointreau. We're just doing 2 ounces of Blanco tequila. We're adding in half an ounce of agave syrup. Mine is diluted just like honey syrup. I dilute agave nectar with water to make it more usable in cocktails. 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Give it some ice. Shaky shake. And just like every other one here, we're gonna rim a glass with salt, add some ice, pour, lime wheel garnish, enjoy.
The Tommy's Margarita. This is the simplest one. Doesn't even have any orange liqueur, no Cointreau, no triple sec, just tequila, lime juice, and agave syrup. Cheers. Man, I remember the first time I tried a Tommy's Margarita, I've never put simple syrup or agave syrup in my margaritas, unless I'm making it for someone else and I know they prefer a sweeter cocktail. I'll either use a very sweet triple sec for theirs, or I'll add some simple syrup or agave syrup. But for me personally, I've never added agave. So when I first made a Tommy's, I was like, oh, half an ounce of agave syrup. Granted, mine is diluted. It's diluted agave. It's not that pure, thick agave nectar or syrup that you get from the grocery store. I do dilute it in water, just like I do with honey syrup. But either way, half an ounce of that in here, I'm thinking that is way too sweet. But I made it and oh my God, it just works. Whoever came up with this, Tommy, wherever you are, comments, educate me. Who made up the Tommy's Margarita? I think it's a bar. Anyways, somewhere. Let me know. But I'm always amazed at how good it is. It is sweet, but it doesn't feel overly sweet. It's not missing that that Cointreau, you know. It's just a really good way to enjoy tequila. It really is. Whew, well, that was fun. That was a lot of margaritas. It's rating time. So, in first place, still the champion for me, the Cadillac Margarita. I love the combination of an aged tequila reposado. I even made this with an añejo. It's just amazing. So an aged tequila with Grand Marnier. It's so rich. The richness of the tequila and the cognac-based orange liqueur. It's just phenomenal. It doesn't need simple syrup or agave syrup. It's just phenomenal on its own. But then changing gears, in second place, I'm gonna give it to the Tommy's Margarita. Again, I don't know why, I'm not a fan of overly sweet drinks, but this one just works. That combination of agave, tequila, lime just works. And it's Blanco tequila too. It doesn't need a reposado. It's weird because it's completely the opposite of the Cadillac, but it's just so good. Third place, gonna give it to the Strawberry Margarita. That's just a classic kind of summer flavor, summer drink. And remember, you can use any fruit. Mango, amazing. Pineapple, amazing. Any other berries, raspberries, go for it. You know, strawberry is just a classic, but go with any other fruit. Same technique, make an amazing margarita. Fourth place, gonna give it to the Tiki Margarita. It's a lot of fun. It's got some great flavors in there. It's kind of, the only reason I don't rate it higher is it's kind of like too much going on. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. Is it a margarita? Is it a Mai Tai? But it's still a fun drink. You know, if you like tequila and you want a tiki drink, that's a great amalgamation of both. And in last place, the spicy margarita. I love it. I'm not the biggest fan of spicy cocktails, but yeah, it's fine. My favorite, a spicy margarita. I've actually got a video on that, which I will link to, but essentially you muddle some jalapenos, but then you muddle some jalapenos and you make the margarita, and then you top it off with just a little bit of ginger beer. Not a whole lot, it's not a mule, but just a little bit of ginger beer, and that just adds a little spicy kick to it, and oh, that is phenomenal. So check out that guy. Guys, we have an entire playlist of tequila cocktails and Cinco de Mayo cocktails. So if you want to check out that playlist, click on this link right here. Otherwise, if you want to see a showdown of which orange liqueur is best in a margarita, I did that experiment like 4 years ago. Check out this video right here. Otherwise, we will see you, I'm gonna grab Tommy, in the next one. Happy Cinco de Mayo if you're watching this on the day. Otherwise, cheers everyone. See you in the next one.